So I wanted to record such a video in quite a while now because I just had some friends, some people in the comments and also on my Patreon asking me about how my system works. And I just thought I could record the video to explain roughly how this entire system works. I'll probably go through each module one by one to explain either what the module does or what its purpose is in this system. So basically, starting from top left, that's the missing link 2, which it's basically just a Wi-Fi connection to Ableton to start the clock in Ableton and also on the modular, which itself sends a MIDI clock to Digitact. Then Pamela's, that's just a clock divider and other clock utilities, which also clocks the microgrids, the module below it. Then moving on, the Archer's rig is an awesome sounding hi-hat module. There's not much to say about it. I'm just happy with how it sounds. Then the one to its right, so that one is a really good sounding kick module. It's analog, and just like Archer's rig, you have presets, which in my opinion, in Eurorack, having presets, that's just a lifesaver, especially in a live performance environment. Then to its right, just a simple stereo mixer from Buffaco. Then just a simple multiple. This one is really cool because here at the top, it has 2 LEDs, which indicate the state of the clock. Then this big guy is my main mixer. It's called Blue Box by 1010 Music. I just put like a sticker on it just saying black box. I don't know, I find it funny because I mounted a black faceplate on it. Then to its right, the rightmost module, that's Aphelion from Cosmotronic. It's basically my end of chain module. It does drive, distortion, and sometimes some EQing or filtering as well. And all my audio is usually routed from some modules going into Blackbox, and then from Blackbox it goes into Aphelion, and then from Aphelion just out to either a live mixer when I'm performing live, or in this case it goes to my audio interface. Then on the second row, first is microgrids. This one just generates some patterns, and I find it really useful when I don't want to think of how my patterns should be, but rather I just want some pattern for some percussive elements. Then the one with the green blinking lights, that's a new module from Chaos Devices Samarkanda, which is basically just a 4 individual delay lines module, which you can use either in parallel or serial. And you can get really creative with it because you can also record stuff. So that's really nice. Then the next one, this one, that's Aurora, which is roughly a reverb module. These 3 modules, Samarkanda, Aurora, and Mimeophone, I use them for my send and return channels, but I'll explain that in a moment. Then, as I said, Mimeophone, that's also an awesomely sounding delay and a bit of reverb with this halo knob. Then another module from Buffaco. This one's called Mediting V2, and this one is what I needed in my system to basically enable my live performancing from Digitact. What it does, you basically can sequence different stuff from Digitact, send that to the module, and then from the module you can send triggers, gates, notes, CV messages, And yeah, it's really awesome. And yeah, I even recommended it to some friends, and once they found out about how it works, they immediately just press buy on it. Then in this other rack, the first one is Turing machine. I use that for just generate random sequences which loop. Then those three modules are all from Vostok. The first one is just a VCA, but what's really cool about it is it's only got 10 HP. Actually, all three of these have the 10 HP width, but you can use 6 different channels on each of them, which in my opinion, that's a really good value. Yeah, so that one is a VCA. This one is a polarizer or offset module. And the third one is just a general envelope generator, which again, it works with 6 different channels. Then this one is Multimod by Make Noise. It's a complex module, but roughly what it does is it just gives you 8 outputs, which you can use to modulate different stuff around your system, but it can also accept an input, and then it just mangles the incoming input and it spits out different variations of it. Then this is Bark Filter by Verbose. There's not much to say about it other than it sounds great, and I use it in most of my patches. Then here at the bottom I have some voices. So CSL and Yanni by Instro. You can create awesome sounding voices, synths with CSL, because you can intermodulate these oscillators and it can get pretty wild. Then Yanni is also really cool. I like to use it a lot. Yeah, it can do true zero FMing, which I'm still trying to wrap my head around its best use case in my personal case. But yeah, so far I'm really happy with it. It sounds great. Just in between these, I have this MS22 by 3Tom. It's a filter, an MS22 style filter, which has nasty resonance and drive, and it can bring out the good parts, the good artifact sounds from a sound, especially when you have something noisy in your signal chain. Then this one is another Molt module by After Later Audio, again with those 2 LEDs to indicate the state of your signal. Then this one is Filter 8, another filter which can also go into LFO rates, so you can use it as an 8 output LFO, and each succeeding output it's phased, so you basically have variety of waves of LFOs which you can just modulate around your system. Then over here I have these 2 simple 4 input mixers, which are quite handy to have around. Just in between them, Make Noise Optomix, which is a low pass gate module, and I mainly use it for percussive sounds, but you can also use it for VCAing your sounds. And the last one is a 4-channel filter, which also has this scan feature, which basically just morphs between your 4 inputs. So like it goes first one, second one, third one, and so on. So yeah, that's my Eurorack system. And now I'm going to explain what's the deal with this Digitact and this MIDI controller. So basically all the sounds that I route into my mixer. Thing is, I don't really want to play with these buttons a lot in a live situation, and yeah, that's what this device is for. This way I can, you see here, I can control these parameters just by using such a MIDI controller, which itself is patched with just this MIDI cable. And yeah, it just gives me mixer hands-on capabilities when I have that. And lastly, the last device in this setup is a Digitact, which I use for basically sampling. That's what it's made for. But I also use it to, as I said earlier, to control MIDI-ing, to, for example, trigger my kick module, or to trigger some hi-hats in my Archer's rig. And yeah, when you have these two, Digitact 2 and MIDI-ing, sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want, because you can sequence as deep as you want with them. So yeah, that was it for now. Thanks for watching.